Hello everyone, I'm Alfian and today we are going to solve the LeetCode easy challenge called the length of a word. And for this particular challenge, it is on difficulty easy. Given a string S consisting of words and spaces, return the length of the last word in the string. A word is a maximal substring consisting of non-space characters only. And for this example one, we have the S parameter called the hello word, which is from the function length of s word that we are working right here, and that takes one parameter called the s in the form of data type of string, and the expected output from the function itself in the form of number or integer. And we are using TypeScript language. If you want to use something else other than TypeScript, then go ahead, I encourage you to do so. And for this example one right here, we have the s parameter called the hello word, and the output is 5. Why is it 5? It's because the last string of the hello word is the word right here. Word is consisting of 5 letters. This is the W right here, O, R, L, and D. In this explanation, the last word is word with the length of 5. And for this example 2 right here, we have the input with the string with the blank spaces, fly me to the moon, and after the moon there are 2 empty spaces, but the output is still representing 4. It is because the moon itself is being considered as the last word of the S string right here. The last word is moon with length of 4. And the example 3, we have Luffy is still Joy Boy, and the output is 6 is because of the Joy Boy right here. The explanation, the last word is Joy Boy with length of 6, as we know that we only need to ignore the space even if it's blank space after the last word. And the constraint itself, we have the length of the 10 with the power of 4 or the exponent of 4, the length of the parameter string right here. And S consists of only English letters. In other words, it is from A to Z, just like another alphabet, and spaces with blank spaces right here. So it's either A to Z or just space, not symbols, not numbers or anything. And the last constraint, there will be at least one word in S. One word. It is included with the either space or A to Z. And we don't have the hint currently, so let's solve this without further ado by creating for loop. We can iterate the S string from the back using the for loop, using the let I equals the S dot length. Since we are iterating from the back of the string, then of course the length is returning the string itself, and then since we are using the 0 base index, then of course we are shifted this to 1 at pointing to the last index of the S using the dot length property as the I, and then as long as I is not below but higher than the higher or equals to the 0, then we can use the, since it is iterating from backward from the last of the string, then of course we are using the I minus minus instead of I plus plus. And for the next one, we need to check if it's blank space, not black space. And for the next one, check if the counter is already counting or not. And then after those if checks, we can add the counter by 1 if the iteration is finding the letter instead of just blank space. Use the counter plus plus. Check if it is a word. It's a word, then count it. And for the first one, check if it's a blank space using the if check. If the current index of the S using the index right here is equals to the blank space. If it is, then of course we can use the continue to the next iteration from the for loop right here, and ignoring the rest of the after the continue statement right here after this if check. If it is a blank space, we can add another check if the counter is already counting or not. We can add check by using another nested if else. If the counter is in the counter, don't forget to declare this using the let counter equals 0 as the initial value, and then we can simply return our counter from the word counter right here, from the letter counter from the last from the last word of the as parameter. Since we are counting one at a time from the back, if it's blank space, then of course we are going to continue. Check if the counter is already 0 using the counter is equals 0, then of course we can use the continue and check using the if else if the counter is already using the exclamation and equals to check if it's not 0 anymore, or check if it's higher than 0, then of course we can return the counter. That way we are checking if we found another blank space on our iteration. Let's say from the word here, from the first iteration we have 1 from the counter, and then adding one another, and then it will be 2, next one will be 3, 4 and 5, and then since the counter already in 5, for the next iteration we have blank space and then the counter is already on 5, then of course we are returning the value from the counter variable right here, and that way we are returning the last string or the last word of the string parameter right here. If it is for the first if the counter is on 0, which it is from the fly me to the moon right here, the counter is 0 because it is not finding the word currently or the letter, and then the counter is still 0 when it is checking a blank space, then of course we are skipping the current iteration onto the next one. We are skipping again, and that way. And then for the last one, let me move this part. If it is not a blank space, we can check if it's a word, then count it using if it is not a blank space, since it is already covered by the strictly equal sign right here, then of course we can simply use the counter plus plus, and then continuing to the next iteration of the counter of the word. Let's run this to see if it works, and it is accepted. For the case 2 also accepted, and for the case 3 also accepted. So let's submit this using the control and enter to submit the code. And there you have it. Okay, so that's about it. I hope you understand my explanation. If you still don't understand, you can ask me in the comment section, or if you have better solutions regarding this, you can use a while loop instead of the for loop to be more readable or more concise and effective. And if you have something else other than the while loop that already mentioned, tell us what you think in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.